Today I fucked up by accidentally putting icy hot all over my genitals. First of all, I marked this post not safe for work because the topic is sexual, but there will be no pictures of my genitals posted here or anywhere else. I know how Reddit can get LOL, don't be weird in my DMS please. Second of all, today I fucked up, and by today I mean like a few hours ago as I'm typing this. It's Christmas Eve, and in a few days I'm planning on seeing my FWB so she can give me my Christmas gift, the gift of course being lesbian sex. We are both very busy people, and it's a struggle finding time to hook up, so the building anticipation of it all has her going the extra mile prepping all sorts of activities and toys for the occasion. Since she's been putting in all this effort, and apparently has some surprises planned for me, I figured I'd plan a little surprise for her too, because I find the gift metaphor very cute, and I want to reciprocate some of the energy she put into the evening. I decided to choose something small that costs no money, and shaved a simple design into my pubic hair. It turned out much cuter than I expected, especially since I typically don't shave because it gives me razor burn. In the past when I did try shaving, I used a roll-on razor burn solution and still have plenty of it left, so I rolled this on after stepping out of the shower, and it immediately soothed the area. So far, the gift execution has been a success. This was in the afternoon, so plenty of time had passed since my first application of this substance, and I typically like to also roll some of it on before I go to bed for the best and quickest results. Another thing about me is I have pretty bad back pain from time to time, and because of this I like to always have roll-on icy hot, so I can get immediate and direct relief when there's a bad flare-up. In addition to all that, I also like to treat my chronic pain and insomnia by taking edibles, so when my back flared up after staying up late bent over wrapping gifts, I rewarded myself with a medicated treat. As said treat kicks in, I start to feel tired and do my typical bedtime routine stuff like washing my face and brushing my teeth. All my beauty and health products are in one spot in my bathroom, and unfortunately for sleepy and high me, my roll-on icy hot and roll-on razor burn solution have very similar packaging, weight, and labels. Without a care in the world, I grabbed a roll-on medication and proceeded to roll icy hot all over my bikini area. Since I haven't shaved in a while, and I was shaving in preparation for a sexual encounter, the application of the razor burn product requires a liberal coating in every nook and cranny. I put that shit on. Another unfortunate similarity between the two products is they both kind of burn and tingle upon application, so I realized far too late what I had done. Picture my horror as what I groggily thought was the familiar light tingle slowly increased in intensity until my concerned confusion was eventually answered by the smell of menthol. When it finally hit me that my dumbass had just slathered icy hot onto my freshly shaven cooch, I grabbed my bath towel and ran it under the sink before rapidly using it to hopefully wipe as much product off of me as I could. Then I ran to the tub and started splashing cold water on my undercarriage and scrubbed it with 4 handfuls of unscented soap like Lady Macbeth guiltily washing off her crimes. Remember, it is Christmas Eve, so I am not at all alone in this house, and I am loudly running a bath well past midnight when everyone already is all asleep and excited to wake up and open presents. Not only that, but my family does not know that I am sexually active with women or that I partake in marijuana, and at this point I'm red-eyed, red-crotched, and bordering greening out. My panic was immeasurable. Eventually the burning sensation calmed down a bit, and I decided that I'd washed myself enough, so I crept back to my room hoping everyone remained sound asleep. Still panicking and fighting a full-on green out, I started Googling my situation and, of course, made things worse by convincing myself I have menthol poisoning. I was too high to tell exactly how long that shit was on me before I got it off, and obviously the genitals must be extra absorbent because I've heard that people do buffing with drugs. I spiraled for I'm not certain how long, almost convincing myself I needed to sneak outside and quietly call poison control. Racked with absolute guilt and embarrassment, I suddenly remembered another time when I was too scared to call a hotline directly, and I instead messaged them, and it ended up being incredibly helpful. Yes, this was for my mental health, but this was years ago, and other than today's events I've been doing much better in case anyone is concerned. Thankfully, I was able to use these resources to analyze the severity of the situation with a little more rationality and dignity, and both my nerves and my skin calmed down. After I'd frantically washed up in the tub, I took another edible to calm my nerves, which kicked in right as I realized I would be okay. Now I think what happened is so fucking funny. And before I fall asleep and forget all the details, I needed to share this story, so I've turned to this subreddit. Thank you for letting me share my silly holiday tale with you all. I hope you all have a happy holiday and never make the same mistake as I did. Too long did not read. My roll on razor burn solution looks almost identical to my roll on icy hot, and under the influence of sleepiness and weed I mistakenly slathered icy hot onto my privates. The gift of course being lesbian sex. I mean of course. It's the first thing I assumed. There is either nothing here or just this link. Damn, you did this shit on accident. I did it as a teenager trying to feel things and learned a horrific lesson about my own stupidity. Hope your vajayjay feels better lol. This you. LOL. I was once distracted talking on the phone while getting ready to leave the house. I brushed my teeth with Monistat instead of toothpaste. Numbed my whole frickin' mouth for hours. Merry Christmas. Beaming face with smiling eyes. Yikes. My cousin pulled a muscle either in or near his groin one summer after we played some pickup basketball. Dude put icy hot on and went into the tub. His howling sounded like something from that Tom and Jerry cartoon. He's at least able to laugh about it now, but it was nuts. Today I fucked up by not realizing how awful my post-gym BO truly was. Today I received the unfortunate news that my mother was called by the school nurse because my body odor was disrupting class. I'd like to preface this by saying that I use deodorant/antiperspirant every morning, as well as both before and after gym. I also shower about 4 or 5 times a week. I don't really sweat when I don't work out. However, when I do work out I sweat a ton. I thought I did a decent job mitigating it, but apparently it was rancid enough for the nurse to actually call home. After doing some research, I believe I have bromidrosis rather than hyperhidrosis because I don't really sweat when I'm not hot, exercising, or nervous. I wish the teacher and or would have told me directly because apparently the nurse doesn't call home after a single report of bad BO. But I still wish I knew sooner. Too long did not read. I've been going to my calc class after gym every day unaware of how bad I smelled in spite of my deodorant/antiperspirant before and after. Found out today that the nurse called home to inform my mother of my bad BO. Edit. I'd like to reiterate one of my comments here. I tend not to sweat on days I don't exercise. I never skip more than one shower. On days I don't work out, my pits still smell like the deodorant/antiperspirant before, and my hair smells like shampoo or sometimes conditioner at the end of the day. Yes, I'm a heavy/smelly sweater only when I work out. It's a bit weird, but that's why I'm going to ask my pediatrician about it. Generally, yes, a shower once a day is a good habit, but there's no hard and fast medical rule, and yes, after doing a bit of research and many helpful and many not so helpful comments, it appears that showering daily could potentially be greatly beneficial to me as bacteria builds, and if I don't wash beforehand, I'm giving the bacteria a chance to develop into something much stinkier. I'll be showering about 6 days a week now to prevent this. But everyone rudely telling me I need to shower more often and attributing skipping a day or 2 a week on particularly sedentary days as the sole cause of my BO issues are demonstrating both the Dunning-Kruger effect and the paucity of reading comprehension on Reddit with a particularly potent asininity. Are you wearing the same cloths from gym to the next class, or are you changing back into school cloths? A lot of times in school, I found that many kids didn't change into gym cloths before gym class, and would not take home said gym cloths home to wash every day. Is it possible that your cloths reek more than your actual body? I also recommend Dove for Men Clinical Strength Antiperspirant. Here is a link. You donkey. Deodorant isn't magic. Applying it before and after gym is like trying to fix shit with a spray of perfume. It doesn't work very well. Start showering after your workouts. And make sure to have a full change of clothes. Enter society confidently smelling good. Yeah, you should be showering every day. Oof. That's a brutal way to find out. Time for a nuclear deodorant protocol. Get a clinical strength antiperspirant, like certain DRI. Use antibacterial soap in the shower, and maybe keep a spare shirt and travel deodorant in your locker for a quick post-gym swap. It happens. Handle it and move on. It's a bit of a cliche, but absolutely true, that teenagers and young adults stink. Even without mixing workouts in or obviously sweating, y'all smell. Shower and deodorant every day and after exercise, and make sure you are cleaning the parts that need cleaning. Source: parent of 3 smelly kids. But there are 7 days in a week, and you only shower 4 or 5 times thinking face. Today I fucked up by giving myself serotonin syndrome again. Title pretty much sums it up. I have been so sick the past week with what I am assuming is the flu. The only thing that really works for me is Alka-Seltzer. So what do I do? Take Alka-Seltzer for almost a week. I've noticed I felt very weird, crazy anxiety when trying to sleep, muscle stiffness. Thought this feels like how I felt when I had serotonin syndrome before? No way I have it again, I'm fine. Decide to go on a walk around the park, because I woke up today feeling a lot better, until I started feeling like I was high. Had an oh shit moment. Google Lexapro and Alka-Seltzer. Apparently the one I've been taking has dextromethorphan in it, which I had no idea can cause it. I'm stupid, been on Lexapro for years and years, never had an issue until this year, and I've had it twice. I feel so stupid for not looking up the drug interaction before. Stay safe out there, fellow SSRI takers, and please, read drug interactions for anything you take. Serotonin syndrome is awful. I feel lucky I'm only having mild symptoms right now. Too long did not read. Gave myself serotonin syndrome because my sick brain didn't think to Google interactions, and now I'm suffering the consequences. Edit my SSRI takers, look out for DXM, DM, or dextromethorphan on cold medicine. This is what can cause it. Edit 2 posted this as a funny TIFU. Because TIFU. Yes, I talked with a doctor. I have seen some comments saying I have health anxiety. Very hypocritical for you to try to diagnose me. This has turned into more of a PSA, and I am so happy about it. Thank you everyone for your well wishes and more advanced info in the comments. Wait, I'm on an SSRI. Are you saying I can't take Alka-Seltzer? Grinning squinting face. Pharmacists and DRS don't tell you pile of poo. I was also taking ginkgo when I started SSRI. I had something similar happen. I took migraine medication with antidepressants for years until I made an offhand comment to my doctor about how it made me feel high all the time, and she went bug-eyed. Apparently that's not normal at all. I'm on Lexapro and thank you for this. I will be cautious. I had serotonin syndrome in August so severely that I couldn't stand, barely could speak, shaking. I was rushed into ED and had 5 people around me before I could process what was happening. Couldn't walk. It took nurses 4 attempts for them to get an EKG reading. It was one of the most scariest times of my life. This can occur when you start a new antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication or start new painkillers that run on the serotonin neural pathways, or when you increase dosages. For me, I was coming off one antidepressant and increasing a dosage of a tricyclic antidepressant that I was already on. Okay, but what actually is serotonin syndrome, and what are the effects of it? I feel like the whole thread assumes we all know about it, but this is the first I have heard of it. Always double-check drug interactions. I asked my psychiatrist specifically if there was any chance that Prozac would have an interaction with Adderall. She said that wasn't even a possibility. You'll never guess what landed me in the ER a month later. Also, if you're on practically any medication at all, check before you eat grapefruit. Today I fucked up by letting my coworker know about my secret bathroom. Throwaway because you GH, though I apologize for the information I'm about to share. I, 30, have been unable to poop in public restrooms for over 20 years. I can't say it's a fear, because it's more like that feature was uninstalled from my body and I cannot get it back. I can trace this issue back to a specific point when I was a kid at after-school care, and another kid, who was my friend at the time, ended up in the stall next to me, standing on the toilet and looking over the side at me and shouting, "EW. Op, are you pooping? Hey, other kid Op is pooping." I realize that looking at other people while they're using the bathroom makes this other kid a way bigger creep than me. But even though we were kids, that moment has haunted me, adding to a laundry list of traumatic toilet-related moments in my life. The others aren't important at the moment, but still. So even though I'm someone with IBS and who no longer has a gallbladder, resulting in me having to rush to the bathroom from time to time, my body refuses to let me go unless I'm in a private restroom far enough away from other human beings. This has led to me running across parking lots with clenched cheeks, just to prevent me from having to blow up a nice restaurant's toilet in favor of going in a single-stall restroom at a gas station or somewhere else. There are family members who have houses I can't even poop in because the restroom is just too close to the living area or the kitchen. So here is where my secret bathroom comes in, and by extension my fuck-up. At my work, the building next to mine has a really nice single-stall bathroom in the very back of the building. It's a good bit of a walk, in a different department, and I have to pass 2 other restrooms to get to it, but it's worth it for me to be able to relieve myself in peace. My coworker, who I share an office with, was talking about how gross the restroom is in our building. This restroom is right across the hall from our office, maybe not even 10 feet away. Wanting to make casual conversation, I'm like, yeah, it's gross, but the bathroom next door is nice. And I tell her about the special bathroom. It wasn't exactly a secret bathroom, since anyone can use it. But it wasn't until afterwards that I got to thinking that. I just totally gave away my tell. Now I'm afraid that in trying to be discreet about my pooping needs, I've now accidentally created a signal that lets my coworkers know that I need to poop. Because I have to leave the building and walk into the next. Now when they see me leave, are they going to know that it's because I'm hiding away to poop? Too long did not read. By sharing the location of my secret bathroom, I've now let my coworker know whenever I have to poop. Does that make sense? Overthinking 101. As always, the secret is that nobody thinks about you as much as you do. You're fine. The only mistake is that other people might use your toilet now. I don't think anyone is paying that much attention to you. Newsflash, just hot off the streets. My sources confirm humans do indeed need to poop. Back you in the studio, John. I seriously doubt they're that concerned with when you need to take a shit. Yep, they all know now. They probably see you walk out the door and text each other that you're going poop. They'll probably have some inside jokes about it. Your boss will probably send out a mass company email that you're taking a shit. Come on, get a grip, nobody cares that you're going to the bathroom.